Hi, this is Kara Mayer Robinson. Welcome to Really Famous, where I talk to famous people and cut through the fluff to get to what they really think and how they really feel. My guest today is the vibrant, vivacious, exuberant, and totally down-to-earth Aida Turturro. Aida is an actress. You may remember her from The Sopranos. She played Janice, Tony Soprano's sister. Currently, she pops up on a few different shows: Blue Bloods, Law & Order SVU, and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. We recorded this episode at Aida's house in Montauk, which is a beach town at the far end of the Hamptons. We talked about everything from her relationship with the late James Gandolfini to how she learned to appreciate the good things in life. When Aida and I met, it was just a couple of hours before we started recording the episode, and we hit it off immediately. She's so authentic and genuine. She is the real deal. So it's no surprise we became fast friends. Here's Aida Turturro.
How long have you been doing this?
So the podcast is new, but I've been interviewing people and writing for
years. 15
years.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I'm going to thank you first.
Thank you.
And then we're just going to start talking.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter if we get out of conversation or whatever.
It's fine. I just want you to know I don't really do that many interviews. I don't know why, but I don't know, but I felt comfortable with you, and so let's hope it continues.
I think it's going to continue. I think we're good.
Okay.
So, of course, I'm just going to say what we've already been talking for like the last,
we
I
have
don't know
been
how
talking.
many hours.
Yes, we kind of clicked, and Ollie's with us, my dog, and okay, so you start.
But Ollie just licked my hand, so if there are like lick marks, we'll know, or the sounds or whatever. It's just Ollie. Right, Ollie? And there's a yawn.
He's a baby.
So, okay, so we've been talking for hours, but I have a feeling we're not talked out. I think we're good to go.
I don't think you and I can ever be talked out.
I know. Fast friends. We just met.
I know. We've clicked.
All right, so let's start with,
Sure.
all right, so when I talked to you, I guess for the first time about a month ago. You were out in LA. Now you're back in Montauk. So you live in Montauk now.
I do, yeah.
So you've lived here how long? 15 years?
It's going to be 15 years I've had the house, and I've lived here full time maybe with, I think it's about 7 years, and definitely where I was supposed to have my home. I always wanted a home. I lost having a home, at an early age. Here, Ollie's here. He wants to come up. Come on.
Ollie's fine.
Ollie,
I mean, he's licking all the equipment.
Yeah, he's not confusing us too much. So I didn't have a home for many, many years, and the one thing I really wanted, and I really wanted to get a home, and I always said I would, and when I got to the point that I could, I realized that Montauk was the place.
So what do you mean you didn't have a home for a while?
So
you grew up
I grew up, my mom was, when I was young, my mom became ill and she was schizophrenic. Loved my mom, good people. My grandparents, very close to me on my mom's side. And when I was young, about 4 years old, my dad had remarried, and he took me to live with him and my sister and me to live in Manhattan to take care of me because my mom was ill. And I would always go visit my mother and grandparents. But we went to live in this, it was really weird for me. I was a shy kid. So we go to live in this unrenovated synagogue. He was an artist, and an amazing artist, not because he's my father, but truly an artist who sold to the Allen Stone galleries. And if you, around my home, I know you just got here, but all this artwork, I mean, he was abstract and just talented with color. And
yeah, it's beautiful. That's what I was going to say.
He's a true artist, not
colorful,
just like, oh, he's, a true artist from my heart and from others. Anyway, so I grew up in this unrenovated synagogue, and I was kind of this very shy kid. I was like, oh my God, where am I living? It was the Lower East Side. It was when the city was a little tougher. I lived on Henry Street before it got, so to speak, I don't know, is it gentrified or so cool? Like the hipsters are all living down in the Lower East Side and coffee shops and things. So I grew up, it was a tough neighborhood. I was kind of like the only, like it was all black and Puerto Rican, and then we had the mixture of Chinatown, and then we had the Jewish section and Orchard Street, and I mean, it was a real melting pot, and I loved it. it. I loved growing up in the heart down there. And when all my friends were everything, every culture. But it was a bad neighborhood, a tough neighborhood. So they'd put me on the train in third grade alone to go take the subway to go to PS41, the better school in life, And so and then in the summers we went to Martha's Vineyard and Block Island because my father loved the ocean, and that's where I found out where I loved the ocean and how I wanted to then live by it. But I really had a diverse upbringing. But things got tough in my life, and my dad, he separated with my stepmother, and I had a brother then, which was great. My brother Summer, who was one of my most favorite people in the whole world, the most generous, wonderful brother. And then, things got tough, and my dad lost the house. It was a cool neighborhood, and I learned how to, even though I was shy, I learned how to be tough if I had to be. And so then at a young age of 15, I was on my own. I was basically on my own. And
so you were on your own. Why? Where?
My things got messed up with my dad. And of course, my mom and my grandparents wanted me to live there in Queens. And somehow I didn't. And I spent the next few years until I sent myself to college, kind of been lucky enough to have a lot of good friends in my life. And my best friend Denise's mother, Julia, took me in. And I don't know, it's just, then I was on my own, and I'd stay here and I'd work. I started cleaning houses at a very, very young age, and organizing at a young age. 12, I started organizing closets in people's homes, and then 16.
As a business you started doing it when you were 12?
I was a little young. Yeah, I did that, but I didn't start working in those ways. I did it for this woman who was a designer, and we were friendly, back at 12. But so basically I started organizing and cleaning houses at 16. Crazy. And which helped me to get through college, because every
So you just
time,
socked away the money?
Oh, yeah, I didn't sock it, but I was surviving. I sent myself to college because my dad, my mom was ill, and my dad was off in his own type of illness and stuff. So
do you want to talk about what that kind of illness was?
Well, he he wasn't, he got messed up a little, drinking and stuff. And artists, there's a lot of pain inside. And I love my dad. I forgave him later in life. I still love him. I always love him. He was a good guy. But, what people don't know, and what people know, of course, we all have friends, family, ourselves. People all go through weaknesses, whether it's drinking or gambling or drugs or eating. And, some people don't have that. But I think a large portion have type of addictions, or know people who have them, or go through weaknesses of, I turned out to be, because of my lack of that support, which was hard for me, I turned out to fight and to be stronger because I had to survive, and blessed with a lot of people to support me. Mm-hmm. Family too, but friends, and I somehow sent myself to college, and I'd come home on the holidays and clean houses for everybody or whatever, and make money. And then out of college, I just survived and, kept going. But again, life didn't seem so bad because I didn't look at it like it was so bad. And it wasn't so bad. I did have love. I had a struggle, and, it made me stronger, and I never regret it. I didn't have that comfort zone of, being taken care of, but I knew I was loved, and so, it made me strong.
Yeah.
It made me strong, and I only have fond memories, because whatever people were or they lacked, I was lucky that love was there. I never had abuse that way. I was always...
There's no question.
Right. Because people are weak doesn't mean they don't love you or incapable, and that's a very big lesson for people to know, that sometimes people can't give you things, whatever things, their time, their support, their, whatever, because they're not capable. It doesn't mean that they don't want to. And that's even in relationships.
So how did you come to learn that or figure that out? That's a lot of perspective.
I think I learned that and figured that out early on because my mother was ill. I think you have to look at what you do get, not what you don't get. In life in general, you have to do that.
Yeah.
You have to. We weigh, all of us, and me, every day, instead of complaining, let's talk about all the good things you have, all the blessings that we take so much for granted. So I didn't really have that mom at all. I loved her, and I'd go see her but she was never really got to be a mom, you know.
Right.
But I had other people in life, and so, you know, anyway, it did get me to the point of being strong. Also, I was very shy for a long time, and somehow
shy?
I was. I'm telling you, if you talk to some of my friends now, they're like, no. But then my friends who obviously know me when I was shyer, and I have a very big group of friends for many, many, many years, you know, that I still know, and they're like, oh yeah, we remember when you were like not bossy and nice. And believe me, I am nice, but I went from I don't know how I went from A to Z. It didn't happen like that quickly, but all of a
whole
sudden,
alphabet.
Well, you know what? When you take a lot of, and I have to say the word shit from people, and I see a lot of people, I've taught a lot of people not to take it, and they have changed, where people kind of step on you and abuse you and treat you until you say, yeah, that's not going to happen anymore. And slowly in life, I just didn't take it.
So do you think that was like a Hollywood thing that you learned?
I really don't think so, because I am not Hollywood at all. I am not Hollywood. I think it was just growing up slowly and starting to get stronger and using the word no at times and survival. But yeah, I don't take shit from people, anybody, not for a minute. So I will say, if I'm wrong, 9 out of 10 times, especially it could be a waiter, it could be anybody. If I'm wrong, or the blood sugar's going down and I need to eat and I'm cranky, or who knows, hormones or God knows what, I will apologize. I have no problem apologizing. I will say, I'm really sorry, I was wrong. I will. Okay. You know, I am lucky to live here in Montauk. I love Montauk. I love the people.
And you have a gorgeous house. It's
Thank you.
Spacious and airy, and there's a loft going around, and there's the artwork
cozy.
on the
wall.
Well,
the artwork is cozy. Daddy and my family. I believe my dad and mom are here, and my Buddy's here. That's for sure. Buddy is here all the time. And
Buddy is your black lab.
My Buddy was my son, my black lab son who died a year ago. Who it was kind of like I didn't have kids, so he was my son, and a really smart. And he will always be part of my life. And Ollie I know he sent Ollie to me, and I'm a big dog person. I love dogs. I love animals. I think they're great for people. I think and you ever see movies and you're watching a film and then you see in the movie, you're like, oh my God, a person dies. You're like, oh, that person died, a dog dies, and you're like, no, I can't wait. I'm going to kill the dog. I'm going to kill that dog. I don't know what it is. And I love
think it's
animals.
because it's such a pure love. It's uncomplicated.
It's uncomplicated,
right?
And it has people unconditional. I love dogs. If I ever get money in life, big money, I would love to open some kind of charity center, take care of them. I take care of a lot of dogs, but I don't charge for it. Friends, drop them off, stay at my house.
Right, when I arrived today, there were 3 dogs greeting me.
And the 3 is okay, because sometimes it's 5, this neighbor's, that neighbor's.
So let's go back a little bit. So you're talking about, you put yourself through college. What college was that?
SUNY New Paltz.
SUNY New Paltz. Okay, and then what happened after college? Did you start acting right away?
No, I went to I studied privately for a while with a well-known guy who's passed, Robert X. Modica, which my cousin had studied with.
Your cousin,
John
Turturro.
Right. I don't know if Nick studied. I think he might have. Nick is his brother, which I've done a million jobs with John, and I actually recently just did a pilot. Nick wrote something, so he's creating a pilot, and he said, oh, can you play this part? You'd be great. So I flew out, and we basically filmed this thing. And it's funny because we'd never worked together, and he's really funny, my cousin Nick. And so he was like, wow, it was so easy to work with. I said, yeah, I didn't worry. I'm that kind of just, you do your thing, I'll do my thing. It comes together, it's honest, let's go,
So has he always been writing? Because
No, he's not, no, he wrote it with some other people. No, he's more of an actor. But he had put his world into something, and I've done a million jobs with John.
So you told me something before interesting, a factoid that you've been in with John. Well, John and I go way back. When John was writing this show, Mac, which was actually started as a play I'm talking, I guess 30 years ago. I know, I was out of college, so I don't remember how many years. It was a lot. I remembered being this, young girl, and he had come and seen me at college do a show. I was doing a few shows. He saw me, and he was like, oh my God, you're you're good. And I was like, yeah, I wasn't the one to say, because my sister had done it, my brother, John had done it, Nick, they were all into this world. So when I wanted to
do it, which I knew in 7th grade. I was shy, but I knew in 7th grade.
Oh, you did?
I was in my improvisation class, which I used to hide in the back and pray not to be called on. And Mr. Fleischman, it was improv class, and I would sit there, please don't call me. I was deadly shy. So one day he calls on me, and I get up, and it was like this kind of spiritual thing. I got up and did the funniest kind of improv. And at that point inside, I was like, I'm gonna be an actor. So shy, I was really good. Now, I auditioned for the schools, didn't get into music and art. So shy, not that good, didn't get into performing arts. And so I just lived my life, and I went to high school, did all the musicals of Dracula at my high school, but I used to I did some impersonations. Anyway, I go to the New Paltz.
Impersonations?
Yeah. Well, then I would do Rosanna Dana. I remembered singing.
Do you want to do one now?
I'm not as good. I see so bad.
You're a little rusty. That's okay.
Rusty. It's been years, but I did her. I was singing Marlene Dietrich, falling in love again. I was not a good impersonator, yes. But I love the singing, and so I had a good time in high school, and I got into New Paltz, and then I did all the shows, and I loved it there, and I learned a lot there. I learned a lot because you weren't just acting; you were doing lighting design. You would do the sets. You would do the costumes. I mean, I took lighting classes. I ran the lighting board. I designed the lights, I loved it. I really loved the whole thing, and I was a good actress. And I never got the leads. I was always like, Fräulein Schneider in Cabaret or Mrs. Peachum. I never got the sexy kind of, I'm the leading lady. I was a little, and that was fine with me. It was all fine, And my cousin John got to come see me, and he was really proud. And
So John is older than you?
Yeah, he's like 4 or 5 years older than me.
But were you pretty close growing up?
No, I mean, he was too old for me to be close growing up.
Yeah.
But after I got out of college, so John was doing this play that he had written, which became a movie, Mac. His first film. And I did, the lighting I'd run the board and I helped out, and he really respected that. No acting. I wasn't like, you got to give me a part. And in time, we became closer. And so I actually was in his first film. A little part, and then another part, and another. So I actually have been in all his films, whether it's a little thing or a bigger thing. I mean, I had a big part in Illuminata, which was a beautiful film. And then I loved doing Romance and Cigarettes, and James was in that. Did you see Romance and Cigarettes? Oh, God. You have to. Everyone's in it. And James Gandolfini. I mean, it was amazing. I met James 92 at Streetcar Named Desire. We were on Broadway together, husband and wife. But this was after. This is years later. After we
Wait, who did you play?
No, we were the upstairs neighbors.
Oh, okay.
We were not Stella. No.
So Stella went up to you then? Yeah. Stella went up to you, and then...
yeah, Stella went, right. And then, and Alec, it was Alec Baldwin, Jessica Lange, and Amy Madigan was Stella. And so that's how I met James there.
Okay. And what, did you hit it off
it was like you, and it was like, we just felt, yeah. I mean, it was a whole drama, us. I mean,
What do you mean?
No, I mean, it just was like you see someone, and like 1 minute they've got all this power, and we totally were like family. Of course, there was a little attraction, it was different, but then we became best friends. I mean.
So what was, at first there was a little chemistry?
There was chemistry because it was our chemistry. And of course we were way younger, and there was a little attraction, but thank God we were friends. We left, we would fight though back then. I was like, you're not the boss of me. I was like.
Wait, you would fight on stage?
No, not on stage,
that's not what I mean. But
one day we were fighting about something. I was like, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking. And then Alec Baldwin was like, oh my God, you two, but we didn't fight like fight. It was just like family fight. We were related back then, and we were close, and that was 92, and then we did Angie. Angie was a movie with Gina Davis, and we were supposed to play husband and wife, and then he got upgraded, so we did that film together, and then I was on another film with him.
You were on the same things after that.
It just was life.
Because
no, it's just the way it is. No, it was a coincidence. And then I did Sopranos, which he had actually called me and said, oh my God, there'd be a part that'd be great for you. But they didn't end up filming it the first year. And then, of course, by the time it came the second year, and then the show was a hit, everybody wanted it. And I went in, and, he actually read with me a little bit before the day. I said, James, listen. I said, it's a great show. And I walked out of the first screening for the first year that he invited me to. And I was so proud. I was so happy. I went up to Edie Falco, which now we're friends, but I was like, oh my God, great job. And I wasn't like, I want to be on this show. I was just like, wow, it was so inspiring, so great to see good acting. I was so happy I was just happy that something good was out there. So the next year I'm auditioning with him, and I'm like, he's like, Aida, I really want you to get. I said, listen, James, I really want it, and I'm going to do my best, and I'm going to do. What can you do? It's a great show. I've got to let it go. If it's meant to be, it will be. But if I don't get it, you have to lend me my rent money. And I really remember that.
You like literally said that?
Broke. Oh yeah, I swear. I was like, you just gotta, I was kind of joking and kind of not. I was like, whatever. I was maybe just, I remember saying it, so things were tough. 99 I did that, and he had already filmed the first year. So this is a lot of years later.
Oh, okay.
There was a lot of things in between, and I didn't see him for a bit. Then we got that. Then we also did, that's when we also did, a few years into it, we did John's movie, Romance and Cigarettes, which it's a great film. There was a lot of some political stuff going on and changing of hands of who owned the movie at that time, but that was a film that just really should have got a lot more acclaim and a lot more attention. It is a wonderful film.
If it's on something now, if it's on Netflix or whatever, then a little buzz can go
I hope
a long
so. Well,
way.
let me tell you who's in there. Like James, Susan Sarandon, Christopher Walken, Kate Winslet, Mary Louise Parker, Mandy Moore, Steve Buscemi, me. I'm in it.
Yeah.
Forgot about
Aida
that.
Turturro.
Wait. Bobby Cannavale.
All right, back up though. You didn't finish the story, so
God.
you said, I'm going to try. I'm going to try. And if I get the part,
I got the part.
So what happened? So did he say to David Chase?
No. He didn't go. Oh, no. David makes up his own mind. Let me tell you something. No. There was a lot of people, talented
people. Who else wanted
people.
to do it?
A lot of actors. one of my favorite actresses who was there, who I was like, I didn't think maybe she was as right for it, but one of my, is Marcia Gay Harden. Anyway, one of my favorite actresses, and a lot of people were up for it. It's kind of like comes in time that sometimes it's just your role. It's like falling in love,
You're perfect for Janice.
Yeah. Well, we were blessed with the chemistry, and I don't. It's not that other people couldn't have done it. I just think that there comes a time. It's like it's like when you fall in love. Like sometimes people go through life and it's not their time to fall in love with this person, or somebody's getting married and that was everybody has a time for things. Sometimes, and that was a thing that was for me. I've done before then. I had done 40 films. Maybe some are bigger parts, maybe some weren't. These days, of course, it's hard to do films because there's no films out there. Everybody that used to do movies is on TV because there's really no films, and then they only want to pay in movies the few big leads,
and
it's like
have to be the biggest
percentage, right? And then everybody else they don't want to pay, and then there's not a lot of films, and there's not a lot of roles for women, and everything is a lot. It's changed.
Superhero stuff.
Everything's changed. I remember when we watched TV, when you were like, "Oh, you're a TV person." Now every movie stars on.
But
the whole world has changed.
The Sopranos started that.
The Sopranos. Well, no, the Sopranos started, I think, because of David Chase, with the different genre of the respect for TV and real TV.
Yeah, people are always crediting The Sopranos with changing the whole landscape of television.
I think between David Chase and HBO really respecting him and them lucky enough not lucky enough, but casting people, and mostly we were a group of honest, for the most part, the regulars, really good people. It stemmed from the top with James not being real, and he's a true giving guy and always cared for everyone. There was no I'm the lead. It was in a set, it was a family from everyone, people who, all the crew, with the gang at HBO, with, the actors, the producer. It was no one was, I'm on the top and I'm, it was a real team. I remember at the funeral, the guy that used to work at the lunchroom was there, and there was no bullshit. I don't know how to explain it better, but it was a real family. I still feel close to everyone, and I was blessed. I was blessed to get falling in love with a job, and not only did I love my part, but I loved the people I worked with. It was a great environment. It was great writing. It was a great bunch of people, and I am always lucky to have that. And I really hope again that I am blessed with a part again, and I know it will come, something where I can dig my teeth in and be happy about going to work and feel good about the work that I'm doing that will people enjoy. And that was the best thing about it. And my dad, I mean, not to try to brag about myself, but my dad died before I got the house. It was really sad. I couldn't wait for him to have Thanksgiving here. He never saw this house. But my dad did get on a plane and come with me to the Emmys for me being nominated, and he was so proud of me. And he said to me, well, no, I'm sorry, he didn't say this to me, that my friend that was close with him, Peter, said, your father was always so proud of you and so proud of how you didn't really were nice to everybody when everybody was coming up to you, just kind of not getting a big head about being on the show and stuff. And things like that were beautiful, bringing your friends, different girlfriends, because I never go with my guy. It was always okay, he didn't like those things, so it was always okay, what friends coming to the Emmys or the thing or the award shows?
Everybody else lucked out that he wasn't into going to these things.
Oh no, it was so great because my friends, that was the best part of doing it. Like me, I'd always be oh my God, I gotta get a dress, how am I gonna look?
But how was that part?
That was a nightmare. That wasn't
good. You never got into that?
No, I'm not. Well, I'm not, I'm not a size 2 or 7, and very stressful. I think stressful, and so that's hard. That was hard. But you know what? I didn't have to be. You know what? I was just happy to be with everyone. I was blessed enough to be with the group, and also to bring friends and people with me. And my brother came the second time because my dad had passed, and it was great being with Summer at the other award. But the coolest thing, when we went to the award with my dad, the Emmys, we had all that 9/11 stuff. So it got postponed. Anyway, we got to go on the private jet. So we go there, and my father is he hasn't been flying, and he's back in my life now a few years, and I'm so happy to see him. He's a great, great guy. Everyone loves, charismatic. Anytime he got sick, the whole hospital knew him. The nurses used to flirt with him. So he comes over to the peninsula. Oh my God, he's been there 2 days, and the whole place knows him. Oh, we love your father. Oh, he's so great. And
I'm just saying that when we walked around Montauk just now. Yeah. That's exactly how everybody was with you.
Well, it's a nice town. It's a good town. And my dad had that charisma. He was so fun. Those are the things in life. And then I remember my sister saying to me, how could you sit there after you didn't win? I was I'm so relieved it's over. Now I can enjoy the rest of the show. I didn't win. Who cares? I don't care.
Now you can, right.
I don't care if I won. I was nominated. I'm happy about my stuff. The business is weird. I was fine. I was more concerned about my dad and people. I was glad it was over, and then we'd go out and, whatever. But, yeah, no, I'm not a big Hollywood girl.
What's with the Hollywood situation? So what was it like then? When you were on The Sopranos,
well, okay, the world was a little different back then. I mean, this is how many years ago? 15 when it first started or whatever. I don't know. I'm bad with time. But,
What year did you say it started?
It started... I got in, my mom died... Okay, I started in 99, and then, oh my God, my mom died in 2000. That's when Nancy Marchand died. Oh. And they both died of the same thing, cancer, lung cancer, within a few weeks of each other. Oh, it was really weird.
And were you close to her? Did you know her
I wasn't
well?
Close to Nancy. I was blessed to work with her because I'm the kind of person who, to me, real actors, I go crazy when I see someone who's amazing. There are not many people who I'm blown away by, but real people like Nancy Marchand was a real actress. That was a real quality actress there. And getting to work with her was so special.
So she blew you away because you could there was
she was
real
that's a real actress. I mean, not with me, it blew. I always knew she was amazing, and she blew me away the first season I saw her. And in Lou Grant and in Marty, this was an actress so I was lucky enough to work with her. It was weird when we were filming some things because I knew she had cancer, and it was here's her in the hospital bed, my mom in the hospital bed, both with the cancer. So it was sad. It was a little stressful. It was weird, but I was really lucky. And anyway, I'll tell you personally something that happened, because I feel like awkward saying it here. But anyway, I'll tell you another time. But it was just nice. She said something nice. Someone told me she said something nice and was really nice about me, so that was a big thing for me. That meant a lot. There's certain people who say things, and it's always nice when somebody says something. People in the street come up to you and they say, "Oh, do you mind me?" I say, "Listen, thank you so much for giving me a compliment." It was hard for a while when the show was a hit and people come over and kiss you or hit you or grab you, or there's a level of, like, James had to do that a lot, like, where there's a level you can never not appreciate a compliment, but some people don't know when you invade some space.
It's a boundary.
Yeah, like one time someone got mad because I'm in the middle of having dinner with some close people, and I would have said, just give me a minute and I'll go over, and they kind of like want your attention right away. And I'm very open about giving, hello and of course thank you. But some people, there's a boundaries that sometimes they break and stuff. But okay, we're going off on tangents.
It's okay, that's what this is all about. Okay. But so Hollywood then, you were saying, it
was different. I think it's changed. I mean, I don't think so. I know it's changed. You can talk to any actor and actress, and not only actor. You can talk to producers, you can talk to casting people, you could talk to crew. I cannot actually explain this whole complete turnaround. It's a different business. We do know that there are now people watching movies on watches. We do know the media. We know there's so many changes. Companies buying, everything's been bought up. All these movie studios are now companies. So it's become the business, I think, more so than, it's not necessarily, say, if you're talented in any area. It could be a costumer, it could be, that you're talented, your day will come, you'll get it. It's different now. It's kind of who has more clout to get these parts because they, tweet more, or they're on the Facebook, whatever the following things are. I'm sure everybody would love to put a Kardashian in a movie, because guess what? She is, people watch that. To me, that's absurdity. I don't believe in that world. It's really weird, and there's so much less independent films. I mean, independent films where people who want to make a movie can do it. Not now. Independent films are big names. It's a different world. It's a different world. You still have some things, but you don't. Like, I did 40-something movies. I was nobody. You get parts. Today, I did Sleepers. Barry Levinson. I was a young nobody. You go on tape once, and you get cast because you're a good actress and you work. It's a different world now. I respect my cousin John, because boy, does he work his butt off to get these things done. And anyway, for me, this is the new place. This is the world.
The new reality.
Maybe it's not fair. The world isn't fair in a lot of ways. I look at my life saying I look forward to more good things coming. I've been doing some TV shows, pilot here. My cousin's writing things. I look forward to work on more things, So
the pilot that Nick wrote, you already filmed?
We filmed that,
filmed
John's
already.
doing some things that seem really interesting as far as maybe a TV thing as well. I love my cousin because we're on the same page as far as acting, both of them. But I'm saying in the realm of what it could be is a really interesting thing. I grew up watching films. I love movies. I became an actress because I'd go and watch all the movies with Grandpa. I'd go to see my mom at my grandparents' house, and then we'd watch The Late Show, The Late Late Show. So, and I saw all those wonderful actors, and it was in me, and my grandpa loved it. Like, who didn't love going to the movies?
Yeah, it was a whole thing.
It was a whole world. Now, pretty much there's not a lot of people going to movies. They watch it on TV. It's changed, and so the businesses has changed. It is harder being a woman. It always has been, because if you look at every movie, why don't you see how many women are in it? or how many women, you know, I mean, unless you're the two cute young girls. Or when I see real people in shows, and there are some great shows with some real people, I will say it's always easier to see the real men. There's less and less real women. Once in a while, you know, whatever, they get the character things, you know, sometimes. And you know what? I don't get it.
I get annoyed by it.
I get annoyed.
And a lot of the shows that have
it's been like that a long time. It's gotten better in some ways.
Has it?
In some ways, but in the other ways, no. Because, I mean, come on, you put on these TV shows and there's all these doctors and cops, and they're all 20-something years old and they're all good. Really? Is that what the ER really looks like? Is that really what the doctors look like? Yeah, no.
No.
I mean, come on. I mean, honestly, this is a conversation that you could have with a lot of people in this business.
I think so. So you've been on, you've guest appearances on Blue Bloods, am I right?
Yeah, a bunch of, I do Law and Order, Special Victims. I did a little bit on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, was hysterical. I love doing, they were so sweet. I did Criminal Minds Beyond Borders. Oh my God, the nicest people and fun there. And I played a great Italian woman. I had to be old. It was wonderful. Doing a real Italian from accent, and then something else I've been doing. Little episodics. You know.
So let's talk about a dream gig. So like, if you could be on any show
any show like for long term. I don't think it's still on, but when I did Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, it's coming back.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I do not know.
No, you don't want to know why I want to be on that show?
Why?
Because you don't have to learn any lines. I loved working. Oh my God. I mean, Larry David was so nice to me and so sweet and so easy. I love improv. I could improv forever, you know?
Yeah.
I
don't think anybody can. Not just anybody can do that.
No, you have to be able to.
Right. And
he was so nice to me. I never speak about acting. You know, I never talk about acting and discuss, really about, my role and my thing. And I don't talk about it a lot. I mean, if there's something to discuss or with other actors, or if I say, I got this thing, what do you think about auditioning? But I'm saying for the most part, it's not like, I just filmed this thing and then this happened and that happened.
Yeah, you're not like that at all.
I'm not like that. I will talk about organizing. I love organizing. I actually do it as a business now. I'm as good, if not better, at organizing, helping people organize their home than acting. Like, I'm really good at it. And I'm
funny.
really
fast.
I
don't even think I would think that.
No.
That would never.
And
I would never consider.
Decorating. I did some decorating houses. I'm not a decorator. I could stage. I love it. I love going in someone's house. I can't help myself being like, okay, like this guy wanted to show me his apartment. I'm like, okay, well let me see the table, because the table should go here. If you push the couch down there a little bit, like spacing.
You just see a room
I love it. I love
like
how to fix up things for cheaper. You know, people who don't have money, it's easy when you can buy anything. Mm-hmm. It's a lot easier. But when you don't have the money, really don't, and you want to fix it up, it's like, okay, go to Home Goods. You can get those curtains for $25 for this. Right.
Home Goods is like addictive, I find.
And for the dog toys too.
Oh yeah.
Don't even stop.
Yes, well, TJ Maxx and
TJ and
Marshalls.
Yeah. I mean, I've been going to those stores before a lot of people were born, but
I find Home Goods. If the more I go, the more I feel like I need to run in and see what they've got.
I go in all the time.
Sometimes I have to I'm not going.
I
to
buy
Home Goods
more and more
while.
stuff. I got to stop, please. Oh the God, the dogs, and I love helping people.
And is it like therapeutic?
Oh, it's so therapeutic. People appreciate it, help their lives, whether it's paperwork, garages. I do it, sometimes I do it as a gift for someone, or I just help my friends, or I will let people hire me if it's something, I'm fast, very fast. Every time they have a charity, people donate things, I donate myself as an organizer. I've done 2 plays in Italy with my cousin John, who one was Eduardo Di Filippo, which was in Italian, but it was Souls of Naples, which we did in the city together. And then we did it in Italy, in Naples.
Oh, you did it in New York City?
I did it in New York.
And then we did it in the city, I thought you actually meant Naples.
No, New York City, and then we did it in Naples. And that was brilliant doing it.
You did it in English?
Well, we did it in English with like some singing, working with the Italians, amazing. Then he wrote a beautiful other kind of story he put together through different fables, Italian fables. And Kathy was in it, his wife, and Diego was in it, his son. And we went all through Italy, not all through, but a few places, and we worked there, and the Italians are amazing to work with. I mean, talk about loving to eating and hanging. I remember one night we went into a big celebration with the whole crew, and hanging out, eating good food, and singing Italian songs. Not that I knew the names, but you're just singing and dancing. And he knew this girl. This is really interesting. One of the girls that worked technically for him in production on this other show he wrote, Passione, which is a beautiful documentary that he did about music in Naples. She comes to me, she says, my boyfriend thinks of you for his movie that he's putting together. And I'm like, your boyfriend in Italy is putting a movie, and he's thinking about me? She's like, you are his dream person for the role.
Love it.
And I'm like, anyway, I meet the guy. He's like, I would love you, Eduardo De Angelis, to be in this film. And I'm like, yeah, okay, if you put it together. They put it together. I had to speak in Italian. It was all Italian people. Wonderful, really kind of black comedy, independent, beautiful movie. Carmela comes over beforehand to teach me the Neapolitan dialect. So
right, which is totally different.
Different than the other Italian. They're all doing Neapolitan. We're filming outside of Naples. So I pick her up at the airport. I hadn't met her, but she was good with John, close and lovely. I mean, I'm good friends with her now. I take her around Montauk. We're trying to study the dialogue. I'm making lobster rolls for her. She's having a great time.
I can totally
And we
picture
had
that.
the best. Oh, you would love this girl. So she teaches me the dialect. So I go there all by myself, like I know no one, and I go to Italy, and we're in Caserta, and we film, and I had a great time. It's very stressful to act in another language, which you could totally speak to my cousin about. He's amazing, my cousin. It is a different thing for me. It is hard for me. If you don't know the language, especially.
Yeah, because you're already acting, and then if you're only learning the language, then you're already
and
doing
also
something
that
big.
language and how the words. It's hard. It's a different kind of translation, and it was hard. I did it.
Do you have a lot of lines?
I had not tons and tons. I had a few scenes. I was one of the leads. I was a singer in this, and so I sang twice in the movie, and it was great in Italian. I had the cutest Italian boyfriend in the movie.
What was one of the songs? So Can you sing it?
This one song. Indifferentemente. Well, I mean, right now I'm like, I can sing.
Take a sip of water.
Hold on. I don't want to. I can sing. I did Chicago.
You did Chicago?
Mm-hmm. Another amazing thing when I did Chicago, because the people were so supportive, so wonderful.
Where was that?
On Broadway.
On Broadway? You were in Chicago?
I can sing.
I wish I saw you in it.
I'm not a singer, but I can sing. Yeah. So this movie was great. It was so great. So, okay, let me just try to remember, because it's been...
so think hot Italian guy.
No, okay, wait. It was... Tramontaluna. It's weird to sing with that way. Hold on. E noi aprecita l'ultima scena, restammo mano a mano, senza tenere coraggio guarda. I mean, I'm pushing it because I'm like tired and stuff, but it was a beautiful, thank you. It's a great film. It's called The Mozzarella Stories. You have to see it. I don't know how you see it though.
How do you see it? I'll find it.
I don't know.
I'll figure it out.
I don't even know. I'm so bad at that stuff.
I'll figure it
But
out.
it was wonderful to work in another country as an actress.
Where you would like to act as a dream, it would be in Italy permanently?
Yeah, maybe we can,
well,
not that I'd be there living in Italy the whole time. Just think we'll do Curb Your Enthusiasm in Italy. We'll film for like 4 months, and then we come back.
Perfect.
We film in the winter.
If we start talking about Italy,
we'll go on forever. I love Italy. I went to Sardinia twice, my dream vacation, thanks to my friend Edie Falco, who was cool enough to, we all talked about going, and then I was like, at one point I was like, wait a minute, I'm not working, I can't go. She was like, no, I'm gonna get the house. So we went, we had the best vacation, and then she went again, and then I visited her there again. Oh my God, talk about fun. See, that's what I mean, you go to Italy and it's like, everyone's nice. All we did, we'd go to the beach, we'd cook,
yeah, it's all good.
I can't even.
It's all good. And we were talking about too, but the food, you go anywhere.
Anywhere,
and the
you
food
just eat.
You're
amazing. Did you eat that pizza? Oh my God!
Yeah. Please, the pizzas too. Stop.
God,
I can't even talk about
especially
the pizzas.
in Naples. Did you go to the pizzas in Naples down?
Yes, of course.
Spaccanapoli.
Yeah.
What is it? Spaccanapoli?
Yeah, and what's the place? I always forget the name of it. It's like the original place or whatever, and the line is
everything.
Crazy.
Oh yeah.
It was.
But the thing is,
that was fine. But I had better pizzas in other places.
Yeah. When I was in Capri, someone said, "We're going to the pizzeria." I was like,
I'm in Capri. Why are we going to pizzeria? And then I ate there. I was like,
Yeah, this
oh my
is
God.
why.
It's everything they make there.
Yeah.
It's not just the pizza.
Everything. And the way they cook the pasta.
Oh my God, I gotta tell you a story. The guy that was doing the music with me, right? He wanted to make dinner. They're always so nice, and he lived outside in Avellino, where my family's from. And I said, "Oh, okay, but you don't really speak English." And so he goes, "I bring in my cousin, and you meet the wife." And so I go over, and I kept talking about all I wanted was a simple bowl, like my grandmother, the nice sauce with some ricotta. So I go to his house. And the whole family's there. All we do is eat. And he had 2 pastas, one that I love, food. Oh my God, we're laying on the couches. And of course the cousin's translating the whole day with the baby and the greatest food. He goes, "I remember you want the salsa with the ricotta, you know?" And I mean, I'll never forget that day because it was like he did this whole thing for me. They drove all the way out to pick me up and driving me back. People will do anything. They really want you in their homes. They're really accommodating. They're really loving that way. Yeah, I love my home.
Too. You're describing
well,
yourself
I love
again.
People coming to my house.
When you were describing your dad, you were describing yourself.
Okay, you're my new best friend.
I
mean, honestly, we just met hours ago.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
Toughest experiences in your life?
Well, you know, I think we don't realize, and nobody knows how to empathize until it's happened to them. I think death of your parents, especially your second parent, is a very hard time. I found that when I lost my second parent, my dad, when you become an orphan, even if you weren't coddled, but if you become an orphan, it's very scary. And I think a lot of people, like, remember people say, "Oh, I lost someone, my dad." Be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." But then when you go through it, you go, "Oh my God." And there's a big, big loss there. And I think to all of a sudden realize you're alone in life in that way was hard. That was a big time of change, a change in my life.
A good time,
I would have to say, really, the ride I took once into the Sopranos, getting onto that show, it was for all the reasons included, as I've mentioned, not because it was like a dream job with dream people and dream writing and dream everything and good people and friends, you know, just everyone was loving and I mean, everything. It was like, wow. So that time, and it was an era too. It was a time when people had money, you know, HBO had money, the people had money, everyone was doing well in the country.
Yeah, everyone was flush.
We were all flush and happy, and I was younger, and we were like young and a great job, and I bought my house from other money, not from the, but I got the house and the dog. It was like, oh my God, life was just like, it was so great, it was so great.
Do you remember getting the call that you got the part?
I remember going in to, I remember my manager saying they want to meet with you. They really like you. So it's almost like you have it, but they have to meet with you first. So now I'm thinking, what the heck? So I knew they liked me. So it wasn't that one call, you got it. So that was weird. But then once I met with them and I saw what they wanted to talk about, it was basically when I had done so many movies where they were open, like Woody Allen movies, and like you could improv a little. So I didn't improv in the thing, but basically kept the scenes going with some other words, and they were like, well, can you stick to the script? And I was like, oh no, I can stick to the script, because I hadn't been to those TV auditions that much. It was other stuff, films. So anyway, long story short, I said yes. So they were like, okay, great. And I knew I was gonna get it, but until I heard that, so it was a different process. But yes, I was so happy. It just progressed to be wonderful times, wonderful experiences, but all around, loving the people, relationships. We were all like, I mean, I still talk to my friend at HBO. She's like, God, remember, Aida, when we would go out with everyone and we were all younger and when everything was fun? I mean, there was a big change in the country. It's changed a lot in general, the whole energy in this country, I feel.
Yes.
It is right now. Not getting into politics is a really stressful time, I feel, in our world. I am very unhappy about where it is right now. It's really scary. Oh, is that my dog or Tally? That might be the next door neighbor, somebody. I'll go check it out. But anyway, yes, the world was happy. It was a great time.
Are you happy?
In life, I think I'm a happy person. Could I be happier? Some days. Yeah, I think we all could be a little happier, but I'm happy. I'm not happy. You know?
I think also there are like certain levels of happiness that
Sure.
They say that sometimes you come back to whatever level your baseline is. Or
Hey, there were
whatever.
times I went through, who knows, maybe it was some other things. I remember being in the funk for no really reason, for things, but sometimes it happens in your body. Just, you go into places.
You just kind of
But
feel
I'm a
it. When
positive,
was your
I am a
last funk?
I think it was a few years ago. It was a few years ago. It was a bad funk. I didn't know how, here I am throwing myself a birthday party, and I remembered everybody was having a ball and I wasn't. But it was like inside. Well, I'm back to myself.
How'd you come out of it?
I don't know, slowly.
It just happened
It
naturally?
could have been hormones. Who knows? People have no idea what hormones do to you. Oof. You have no idea.
You ready for the speed round? I start a sentence and you finish it without thinking too much about it.
All right, I'm going to try not to. Oh, my God. It's like therapy.
The first thing I do when I wake up is...
Take care of the dogs.
The last thing I do before I go to sleep is...
Watch TV.
When I'm watching TV, my favorite shows are...
Billions, Criminal Minds, and I don't know.
Oh, let's remember to say, so everybody who's listening can hear... Gomorrah is going to be your new show that you're going to be addicted to.
I gotta watch Gomorrah. I have to watch it.
You
I'm
have
gonna check
to watch
this out.
it. It's on the Sundance
Oh,
Channel.
you know what show I love?
What?
Oh my God! Did you ever see this show? It's my favorite show, but I forgot it's not on this regular. Schitt's Creek. Did you see Schitt's Creek? Because it's
think I've seen
Canadian. You
that.
can get it on Amazon.
Is that the guy?
Oh no, you have the Levy. Eugene Levy.
Yeah.
Oh no, and Catherine O'Hara.
Who's hilarious.
Put it this way, I love that stuff.
Okay, where is that?
Amazon.
It's on Amazon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on Amazon, my favorite show is Catastrophe.
I didn't watch this.
Okay, so that's funny. It's Rob Delaney. He's a comedian.
Okay.
I really do
But
like
do you
that.
like that kind of humor? See, I like that kind of other, like, they're so brilliant. Catherine O'Hara, it's like in him, you did that kind of like brilliance. All right, I think we have to move on.
moving on.
We're moving on.
All right.
I've got to direct now. He's getting bossy.
All right. My fridge is always stocked with...
Eggs. I have to have eggs.
Okay, inside my bag is...
Oh, a lot of, everything under the kitchen sink. I've got to have, like, God forbid, you need the stuff for the lips, and you need your face cream, and you need lipstick, and I need things for the eyeglass case, and then I don't know, I don't even smoke, but like maybe some matches, and then, everything, pens, I got to have pens, and my date book, and, everything.
So what do you need the matches for if you don't smoke?
I don't know, because some people always need matches, so like, I'm like, okay, I don't know, like, sometimes, I don't always have the matches, but sometimes I'm like, oh, how about it? Because I hate when people need matches and they don't have them.
Right, I kind of feel like I'm picturing you in like Mad Men or something.
Oh,
Did you watch me?
I didn't. I know. Okay. Don't tell me that.
Because Mad Men is the other
know,
show that
I
people say
know.
besides The Sopranos.
Well, my friend just said it, and I said I might start watching it because,
Yeah, it's...
I don't watch a lot because I don't have the time.
I
I
know.
don't sit and watch things that much.
Yeah.
So, all right, what's the next thing? I hate this quick
I'm
answer.
obsessed with...
The beach.
My dog. My dog.
My
that too.
dog. Kiss your mother.
I'm clueless when it comes to...
Computers.
My guilty pleasure is...
Panna cotta.
Sometimes I get fixated on...
Unfairness.
If I was sent to live on a desert island,
Yeah,
three things I would need to have with me are...
Okay, God. Okay, an ice pack, maybe a long-lasting homemade eggplant parmesan from Grandma, and my dog.
Good. If I could choose any person in the entire world to be the next U.S. president, anybody.
Oh, don't do that to me.
Doesn't have to be a politician. I'd choose.
Oh, God, that's a stressful thing. Almost anyone would be better. Let's see. Tim Van Patten. He's a director, and why I just said that, because I can't think of political answers now. I would want somebody who is a fair, good person. He's a really true friend, smart, hardworking, heartfelt, good person. I just wish we had someone that really, truly cared about this world instead of themselves.
If there was a movie made about me, I would like which actress to play me?
Oh, like probably Genia Lollobrigida. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm joking. Sophie Loren. No, I'm joking. I don't. Who's a great? Well, there's that's a hard one. Did I ever tell you I did a game show?
No, which?
Don't ever watch it. I was terrible. It was a $25,000 pyramid. It was on the game show channel. It was a few years ago. I thought I was going to be fine. Oh no. No, never, ever.
What, did you freeze?
Your brain goes into, like, you have to learn how to do it so that you can be open to things, and I can't, and I'm not good at those things.
And yet you're good at improv.
Improv within a character, not answering things for certain words. It's different.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I could talk to you without having to get specific names, like, and then some things that you don't know about, whether you don't know about the music and you're like, it's one thing, what's in the oh, it's like again, you actually get like,
flustered, yeah.
I do.
I would think that would be
they
very
really were
nerve-wracking.
very disappointed.
How do you know? Did they tell you?
No, but I think they were. And also, yeah, I mean, I don't want the pressure of someone winning next to me.
I don't think I would have ever signed on for something like that.
I don't know.
Stressful.
I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah,
but then
yeah.
also, what was the other thing? Oh, I did by accident curse on it too.
So
I got
did
beat.
they just bleep you out?
Yeah, once it was, and once in Italian. I cursed in Italian.
Serious?
No, I said like the two bad words. One was in Italian. Seriously. It was funny that I said it in Italian.
Did everybody laugh?
I don't know if they were laughing. I was so in shock. All I knew is that whole day I thought, I can't. That was one of the hardest days. Like, and I was like, I can't wait till this is over. I can't. See, when you think about life, you can think, but.
Yeah.
I'm better at talking from the heart than
you are, and you're very good at talking from the heart, like, which I think a lot of people have a hard time.
I will never listen to this because I can't hear myself, and then I'll be like, oh my God, what are you talking about? Why did you open up like that? But anyway.
But you're just self-critical.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, but you're very good at that. I think it's harder for a lot of people to be that way, to really open up and like be very honest.
I have to be honest,
yeah. You're a very honest person.
But like I said, like sometimes you get scared when you're too honest. But you know what the hell? I'd rather be honest than not. That's the thing about life. It's like if you're not honest, it all comes back in time. You know what I mean? Like it does. It comes back to you. You know.
Answer that. You did. If I had an endless amount of money, I'd.
Oh,
no, you didn't.
If I had an endless amount
Yes.
of money, I would definitely open like a huge retreat for animals, cats and dogs, definitely. So go around and see where a lot of programs can be done for children in the sense that it's lacking in different places. I mean, guess probably, like start in the city and like, kind of like art stuff that's getting cut and just helping different kids in that, and definitely find throughout where people don't even have beds, trying to find out the real thing that people are lacking and maybe get a better system of distributing things. Hi, these people don't have clothes, and how come these people are throwing out clothes or getting rid of clothes? Like really matching up things directly, to help the people who need it. People without, need food. Definitely also the food thing in this country, that's a big thing too, trying to work on that. Just a better equilibrium here.
Mm-hmm. Who is Aida Turturro?
I think Aida Turturro is a young girl who would have liked to have more of a mommy and daddy. Didn't get that, but worked hard to achieve a goal that she wanted to be as an actress in life, and was happy that she did it, and a lot of finds that she needs to be proud of herself for the things she accomplished. Like she had 3 dreams, and one of them she got the home, 2 of them she got the dog. I never got to have the babies, the husband and the babies, but I accepted that. But I'm a person who wants to not stop living life. I would like someone who would like to, go back to giving more in life and taking care of myself at the same time. Like taking care of myself so that I can also, when I'm feeling good, then I have the strength to help others in different ways, not always financially, but spiritually, or, I like doing that. I think I'm a pretty giving person, and I think I'm a pretty good actress, and I hope I get more of that to do in my life. I think I'm someone who prays for more opportunities just to enjoy my life. And if not, find other opportunities. If it's not that, then there'll be other things in life to do. I admire those people who keep creating and don't go on what they don't have. I really admire those people who just keep reinventing themselves. I don't, you know what I mean?
I do, but who are you thinking of?
No one in particular. Like, you run into people and then they say, oh, my husband left, so then I had to get a job, so I sent myself to school, and now I'm teaching school. And they just keep saying, well, what's the next thing if I have to do that? And people who say, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? I don't like to create myself. I'll give me a good job and I'll do it. I'm not a writer, I'm not a director, I know what I'm good at. And if there was something else that I thought I was good at, I'd do it. I have no ego about my work. I don't have to be the star. Am I good and do I deserve good work? Yeah, I do. I'm hardworking, I'm honest, I'm efficient, I do my job. I'm a good person to have on a set, I'm positive, I work fast. I deserve this, but we all deserve things in life, you don't always get it.
But that's part of changing and going with the flow.
Going with the flow and not being
upset.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, life changes.
It changes.
And you change with it.
Yeah. But I do a lot. Listen, I have guests here all the time. I work my butt off, and I have people. I just had this 8 days straight of people in my house, and there was 5 people in 3. It was nonstop.
Yeah, you're always hosting
and
people
kids
for multiple
and
nights,
kids and
families.
Oh yeah, kids and people and oh my God! But there's nothing better than little ones. These great friends of mine. It was Katie and Harlan Marlin, and then Oliver, who loves Ollie, who loved Buddy. He's 7, and then Amelia, who's 5, and then the baby, who's a year and a half. So you got it was kids, and oh my God, was I happy.
Yeah. You like being surrounded by
good people.
Yeah.
Good people, honest. And that they can have a good time here and play with the dogs and make good dinners and have fun and
live a good life.
Squish me, and we have to run. We have to go to the beach real fast.
Okay, so we'll wrap it up here.
Yes. Okay.
Aida, thank you.
Thank you.
Seriously.
We have to run the dog to the beach.
Thanks for listening to Really Famous. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Cara121 and check out my website, reallyfamouspodcast.com. You'll find extra pictures, video clips, and factoids about my guests.